What is up, guys? In today's video we have another Inside the Mind style video where I'm going to walk you through my thoughts and decisions as I play in Fortnite Zero Build. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful or informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what you think of Zero Build ranked coming to the game. It's only going to be for duos, which I know a lot of people are upset with, but I think duos or trios would have been the ideal mode to have. And back in the day when they first added Arena for builds, it started out as only solos and duos, and then they added more modes over time, so that could be what happens with Zero Build ranked. But let me know if you guys are interested in that sort of thing. I mostly only play solos, but I think a ranked solos match in Zero Build would be incredibly just campy and boring, so I'm happy they did one of the team game modes at least. I think trios would have been better though. Today I'm going to be showing you guys more of a low-key spot. If you guys have been struggling to get any of the vault locations, I think Shattered is typically just the easiest vault. And this little location here is a low-key spot that you can kind of loot up. You should be like somewhat secluded, and then you could third-party Shattered slabs relatively easily. It's like enough loot for a solo, but in team game modes, landing here would be kind of questionable, but you could kind of have somebody like land on the castle there. Like for duos, one person there and one person here, and then you get into Shattered. Like with a spot like this, you're not meant to get the most loot in the world. It's more so like you just get enough loot to be able to fight Shattered. And it does seem like there is somebody else landing here. And my drop is not the greatest because I'm not used to landing at this location. I think we have a better drop than this player, though. I think he's going to land at that house there. No, he's landing on me, I think. Not much that player can do there. And we got the key, which is nice because there are hollow chests here. This is probably an AI. They're like pickaxing the wall in Zero Build, which does not need to be done. There's been an insane amount of AI in the matches in Zero Build recently. I've seen so many content creators like talking about it. It's weird. I would assume with ranked there will be no bots in those matches. That would just make sense. And there seems to be a lot of confusion about ranked. Based on the video I posted a few days ago talking about like just reading the blog post Epic put out. People seem to think the other game modes will be going away. That is not the case. There will still be like solos, duos, trios, squads for public matches. There's just going to be a ranked option as well for people to play. I'm going to go ahead and get this combat shotgun. We could get the gold red eye, but I don't think that my AR rarity is going to really determine the outcome of fights that much. And so I'd rather just go for the shotgun upgrade. But yeah, like I was saying, the core modes will still be there. There'll just be a ranked option. And I feel like limiting it to one game mode does kind of make sense, just to kind of group the player base in there. As like a comparison of like people thinking the other game modes won't exist or just be dead after ranked comes out. Typically in builds, when I look at it, there's about like 300 to 500,000 people playing builds matches and public matches, and then like 60 to 80k in arena. So like even with arena, which is like a pseudo ranked system, public matches were still like very popular. So I don't expect anything to change in that regard with ranked coming out. Like you will still be able to have no problem finding public matches in any of the game modes you enjoy playing, whether it's solos, duos, trio, squads, for builds or zero builds. It shouldn't matter. There's a very healthy player base on this game. There is also ODM gear that spawns over here. Well, attack on Titan crate, sorry. So if you do loot that location, luckily I got ODM gear, but if you didn't, there's a spawn for it in here, I think. And then like maybe in some of these other buildings as well. It happened to not spawn this game, but I'm like pretty certain there's one in that room. I saw visuals for somebody on the grind rails. I'm like bad at shooting people off of them. I don't know why. Like I struggle with it more than I should. I just saw somebody over there, but I don't know where he went. Okay, he dropped down. That's what I thought. We gotta watch out, bro. He's got the Darth Vader skin on. GG's. Now we got a red eye upgrade. And we got a katana. Between the ODM gear and the katana, I could see someone's opinion going either way, but I would rather just have the katana. Even though it's a blue one, I just like not having to worry about fall damage. They did kind of like buff the ODM gear in a recent update. When they nerfed the attack on it, they kind of made the cooldown not as long. So when you got shot out before, the ODM gear would go on cooldown for like, I want to say between 10 and 15 seconds, something like that. But now when you get shot out, it barely goes on cooldown at all, which is nice. But you still have to like worry about fall damage. And like, I don't know, the fall damage whenever I use that thing is just so weird. Like there'll be times where I think I'm safe when I'm not. So I would rather just avoid it. But if someone says they prefer the ODM gear to the katana, I don't think they're really wrong. It's just, you know, it could go either way. Just preference. Right now we're just waiting for the boss to spawn. We can eliminate him, get the vault, and then go about our day. Any grenades around here? We eliminated that. Once again, I've talked about this before in these videos, but I just like eliminating all the guards and everything. That way I don't have to worry about them later on. Whereas like if you just down the boss, thirst them, and then try to go get the card while the drones are shooting at you, and then also get like third party during all that, it's just more chaotic than it needs to be. Whereas like if I get like third partied where I was, I just kind of like back up behind that wall, and then you can play that fight out, you know? Like I just kind of play that fight to hopefully be like impacted by third parties at least, like not have my game ruined by them. There definitely is people trying to third party these vault locations always. Like I said at the start of the video, I feel like Shattered is typically the easiest one to get. But even then, sometimes you have people coming from like who knows where. Nice, we got an SMG upgrade. We actually have very good loot. Only thing we really need is like a better katana. A purple katana would be nice. There are hollow chests nearby, but unfortunately we have no keys. But had I had keys, I would go over here because there's a shack over there, and by that shack there's hollow chests. And if you don't have a purple katana, just like checking hollow chests is a decent way to do so, or to find one, you know. And then there's hollow chests at this castle as well, and then the gas station down the street. Seems like a decent route of hollow chests that we could check rather quickly, and then hopefully end up getting a better katana had I had keys. Same thing with like the exotic maven if I was inclined in getting that. What went on here? I think someone like threw grenades or something. I wouldn't mind having that tactical pistol. Between the tactical pistol and the twin mag SMG, I'm not really sure. I have a preference one or the other. I like both. But on the island, I like having the pistol a lot. Like if you're on house and somebody's coming up on zipline, I feel like just like frying them with the pistol works out so much better than the twin mag for me. The pulse rifle is also very good for that, but that's assuming you've already captured the island. This guy completely caught me off guard, so I just wanted to get to cover as fast as possible. If he overpeaked, we could beam him. Oh, shoot. I thought he backed up. So I thought he was just playing that little like terrain there, and I was gonna wait for my katana to regen and then go up here so we could have a better angle on it, but he just like ran at me for some reason. I just broke one of the trees. This is another fight that stinks, but we just hit this guy for 100 damage, so I'm just gonna go on him. Because I think there's a guy behind me as well. I saw something on visuals. If I just continue to play that AR fight, I feel like we are at a disadvantage. The opening went rather well for me. I'd rather just take that advantage and like press it to close range. If I didn't hit any shots at all there, I probably would have just backed up. But like that standing out in the open like that was not it. And I feel like that is one thing a lot of players struggle with, is just like making the decision super quickly like that. And that's something that's really hard to teach. It just kind of comes down to playing a lot, I feel like. And like not panicking. I think that's like the biggest thing. A lot of players kind of panic in those situations and like kind of don't know what to do, and that's like what ends up costing them, I feel like. Because it's not like the not like it's that complicated, you know. You're either fighting or not. Like you can either keep playing the fight as you're playing it, kind of push it or reposition or just completely get away. Like there's not that many different choices. It's not that complicated, but it's a lot of people kind of, I feel like kind of panic and then just do nothing. Is he blocking my bullets there? I was like missing all those shots, I thought. I think he's getting third party by somebody. Okay, so I'm not that worried about that kill. We could continue to shoot at that guy, but I want to be in a better spot when island spawn, so I'm just going to go about my day. Need to reload my SMG as well. But island is definitely going to spawn somewhere over here, and I feel like getting up first is a significant advantage, especially with like the lightsabers in the game. There's a lot of ways for people to buy time with like the block and like pushing you around and things of that nature, so I want to get up there first. But this like blue katana we have is not making that any easier. There's just a fight over here, and there's ammo, so I think this is the fight. I hear footsteps. GG's. I got a crowned and a legendary pump. I thought he had a mythic one for a second. It's nice to, like, when you kill somebody that has the mythic, just to know, like, you got them out of the lobby, you know? Like, someone might come and pick it up, but not always. I think this is an AI just on how they're moving. I think everyone has legendary pumps. Could maybe check that loot and get a purple katana. I'm not sure if I saw any, but I don't think I saw any. But again, I just want to get to island as fast as possible. But what I was going to say before that, I ended up hearing that guy's footsteps, is like I had heard people fighting over there and that loot pile still had ammo on it. So I thought that that was the kill that had just been gotten. Because if it was a kill that someone had looted, it's pretty likely that ammo is going to be taken. There is like a cap on ammo, but it's like an absurd amount. Don't know what that player was shooting. I might just be able to see them from up here. Yeah. Okay, that's the blue one. I think that's the pole. Oh my gosh. I choked my pump shot there. That's kind of what I was saying about the tactical pistol. I feel like we would have beamed them better when he was like zipping up. But either way, I kind of choked one of my pump shots when he pulled me to him. I think of the lightsabers, the one I would rank the lowest would be that one. Having someone just like push you off this island, it's not that big of a deal because you could just katana back, but it just like wastes a lot of time, you know? Like anytime I fight somebody on this island that's using the green lightsaber, that fight just takes way longer than it needs to. And then that brings in like additional third parties, you know? And then like the rocks, that's just annoying. I feel like we can all understand that, you know? Like they throw a bunch of rocks at you, but it also like destroys a lot of the house, which makes fighting on here. Not only do you take a lot of damage, but it destroys the house potentially if they decide to throw it there. And that makes it more inconvenient to play the fights out afterwards. So I've talked about this many times this season, I feel like, but after I capture island, I just like chilling up here because, you know, we're in zone. We have kind of eyes on everything. It's inconvenient for anybody to get here. The only thing you really have to worry about is snipers. But you also, like, I feel like you always have to worry about snipers this season. Like, if I go over and run around over there, like, we can get sniped in the back at any time. And usually at this point in time, the game is pretty dead. And so just seeing as much of the map as you can, I feel like is more like effective at finding people than just going and walking around would be anyways. Ooh, this is a weird zone. It went all the way breakwater. Imagine being the person that landed like Kenjutsu this game. They likely got katana, so it's not the biggest deal, but if there's no katana spawns, that'd be rough. We still have 8 opponents remaining. And I do have medium MOM, so we want to reload this. There's a chest under me, but there's nothing for me to gain from that. I mean, a gold red eye would be it. The thing I would want most would be a purple katana, and I'm not going to get that out of a chest anyways. So it doesn't matter. And then same with the vault on the island. The vault on the island is nothing special. It's just like a few legendary chests. It's not like there's any like specific item you can get from it. So that's why I never really worry about going down there. I feel like going down there is just more problematic than it's worth. Because you might like have someone get control of the house while you're up there. Actually, I think this lady sells katanas, right? I'll go ahead and go for that. Well, it's the only time in my life I've been able to swap a blue katana for a purple one easily. GG's all white superhero. Okay, I was gonna katana away, but we actually got zone here. I think I was getting shot from somewhere in that direction. There's a player on the dock, but I'm not sure if that's the one that was just shooting me. I feel like if somebody was on that dock, they wouldn't have been shooting at that. People fighting in Citadel. I forgot that lady sold purple katanas right away because like I never go to her. That was an AI. Like I just never really land out here. Then usually if we get to this point in the game, I already have one. So with a zone like this, you see half and half isn't like Citadel isn't in zone currently, but it's going to be opened up when zone moves. You want to get into that, I think. It'll depend on the zone, obviously, but with this zone, I feel like getting up to Citadel first is like a huge advantage because not only is Citadel going to kind of be the main power position once the zone closes, but also we can easily be the first to get there. So like that's why I kind of went back to that edge. Not only was that castle a decent spot to be, but it gave me like the easiest rotation to get into what the good spot would be once zone closes. And with in-game, these moving zones, the start of this season it was weird. It was really slow in-game, but with these moving zones, I feel like as long as you play zone better than the other players, like you have a very easy time winning. Like that needs to be your main priority end game most of the time. Unless you're going to like win the game off of it, you know, if that was the final player, I would have been more concerned about getting that kill. Or if that Goku down there was the final player, I would have been more concerned about pressuring that player. But I feel like with end game, I'm not going to end the game off those fights anyways. So they're not that important to me. Like if we can get the kill, we'll get the kill. But more important is just playing zone properly and consistently putting yourself in the better position in zone. And if you do that consistently over the course of endgame, you will win. And I feel like that's something like a lot of build players understand because moving zones have been a part of builds for a long time. But moving zones weren't really that common in Zero Build before like the recent storm changes over the course of the season. Like they would happen, but usually it would be like zone would end on first moving and it wouldn't go like how it goes now. So zone pulled over there or over here. Is this in? Okay, yeah. So like that castle will be what Citadel is currently. Like I want to get to that castle. Is that mountain in? That mountain is actually good too. But again, like same thing. I could have maybe killed that player if I kept shooting, but I didn't want to because he had a sniper. And who knows if he just insta-deletes me. Need to worry about zone. So I think what I'm going to do is katana down there and zip up to that and then go to that mountain. It's like kind of questionable between that mountain and castle for what is better. But that mountain kind of counters the castle. I'm pretty sure if you're on that mountain, you just have like a really good line of sight on castle. And so I would rather go there. Player might beat me to it though. Yeah. We're gonna have to give it up. Unfortunately, I wasted a katana dash. And he was coming from that other side, so He gets it. 1v1v1. The other player is going to be top castle, I think. This is weird. I kind of want to just wait here and do nothing, I think. Because if we go top castle, this guy on that mountain probably fries me, and then that other guy just ODMs in. We can maybe kill this guy. Like, we can maybe have an isolated fight with this player, depending on where he is. He's on that. I want to see if this guy's trying to make a play now that I shot at that other player. We go on this. We hit him like 90, which isn't an absurd amount of damage, but this spot is better to be for the next zone. So if zone went towards Citadel, I would have focused on that Goku. But since zone went this way, we clear that player, and we have an easier time getting to this zone, I think. Not sure where that Goku went, but... Okay, they're there. Hopefully 3 dashes is enough to make it. I think it will be. And he has a green lightsaber, so he's going to try to play push and just throw me into zone. I think that's like a somewhat common playstyle that people have this season. Or at this like point in time with this patch. So we just want to not get too close to him. I'm not really sure what the range is on that, but we'll just try to like not let that be a thing. And he also has ODM gear. And you can use the lightsaber to block the fall damage of the ODM gear. If you double jump with the lightsaber, you're no longer susceptible to fall. I maybe could have pushed him already, but kind of just trying to focus on like showing you guys how to play zone in these endgames. I'm choking. And it's over for him, I think. This man is slippery. GG's. Alright. It's always awkward when we fight someone like that who's just like... You can't hit them because they're just like playing to run away. But like, had he ever been a threat to me, I think I would have killed him. He's just super slippery. But that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys found this helpful. I really wanted to focus on how to play these endgame zones. I've been getting so many people commenting about... themselves losing to the force push ability, and I feel like part of that is just kind of not getting too close to the person. Obviously zone will force you to do that sometimes when it's like super small, but I feel like most of your zero build public matches shouldn't be going to the point where zone is just like incredibly small like that. I feel like if you play zone properly and play zone to hold people, you should be able to end the game before then. But I hope you guys found this video helpful or informative. If you did, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, comment down below what you think of Zero Build Ranked coming to the game for duos, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.